Welcome to Pinball Mayhem. My name's Jeremy, and as you can tell, I'm editing today's video, which is on replacing or upgrading the bushings on the 1977 Mattel Las Vegas. And they turned out really good. I'm super happy with it, but realized I didn't have a good introduction for the video because I just kind of took my regular updates and just sort of did the recordings without doing too much, intros and outros and stuff, but hey, that's okay. That's the way she goes. These are the bushings that are used. And this is a real problem, because they kind of use this outer portion with these nibs to hold it in place, or to tighten it down, and it's not very tight, it's real loose. And I think I'm going to try putting our standard bushing in and possibly gluing it in, or possibly shaving it, because I got enough room on the shaft for the retaining piece, but I don't want that bushing flopping around in there, so I'm going to have to experiment. But these are way too loose on this shaft to begin with, and then they're way too loose in the hole on the playfield. Okay, so as I was saying here, there's one that goes up on top here, fits in the hole, and this has just got a real loose feeling in it. It's just not a very good bushing at all. Just real loosey-goosey in that hole. So I've got to try something else. At least around here the playfield is beefed up, so should be able to make it better. Okay, so the quest for better bushings continues. Here's the factory bushing, which I said was quite sloppy and just fits in the hole like crap. You know, it just jiggles around in there. And yeah, it's just not very good at all. So I've got 3 bushings available to me in my stock. We got one for Bally, which is this one, which I think would work okay. Let me move this down to the bottom cabinet here. Okay, so I've got 3 bushings here. Bally, which has a flat surface here, which I will probably use, but I'm not positive. I don't care about this bit because I can't use it. And these are the 2 Williams that I have. All of these have the same length here, which is what I'm planning on doing, because this doesn't quite fit in the hole. The outer diameter here is a little bit too big. I'll probably chuck this in a drill and sand it down so it's a good tight fit, and then I'll gently press them into the plastic of the playfield and go from there, because that should certainly last this thing long enough. I don't need to worry about screwing it down or anything, because the friction will hold it in place, and like I said, it'll last plenty long for here. So yeah, it's nice. This is why I stockpile parts, just so I got extra stuff for little funky projects like this. This one would work because it's got a little taper here, and we do have an open area in there that's not supported, but I think we'll be okay. I've got the new bushings installed. I've streamed the game for at least 2 hours. I can't recall, it was probably over that, probably 2.5, 3 hours total. Streamed it 2 times, and they're working great. Let me show you what I did. Here is what's left of the flipper bushing that I did not use. I chucked it up in the drill on this side, and then I spun it, and I used sandpaper and files and all kinds of stuff, and a Dremel actually at one point, to taper the outside diameter, because the playfield, as we look at the playfield here, it's wide on this end, and then it slowly tapers as it gets to the top of the playfield. Again, this is a much thicker boss here, because this is the thickness of the playfield right here. This is the bulk of it. This is about 1/4 inch. And I didn't want to, it would have been easy for me to modify the playfield hole, but I didn't want to do that because I know what kind of a unskilled craftsman I am. I cannot drill a straight hole to save my life. and I didn't want the flipper to be off at a wonky angle, so I just modified the bushing till it fit real tight, and then I tried some different adhesives. I settled on super glue, and that's working real good for me. Okay, we're got everything back down and ready to go. Everything is so much tighter. It was well worth the effort. I spent easily an hour or two working on these with these 4 bushings. They just are so nice. Still a little loose, but way better than it was. And if we just roll a ball down here, it just works really good. And as you can see, even though we haven't started a game, the solenoids work in this, because there's no relay, there's no logic to shut off the solenoids. And when the ball goes between the flippers, there's nothing to stop it. It just goes right out into the lanes. So it's pretty crazy. But then again, it's a $400 in 1977 toy.